Alright, today I'll be reviewing the super popular wide-angle lens by Tokina 16-28 f2.8. We'll look at some sample pictures, we'll look at the sharpness, distortion, and how the image looks on crop sensor versus full frame, and if it's a good landscape lens or not. We'll look at some of the pros and cons, okay? So picture on the left was taken with D700, which is a crop sensor body, and picture on the right was taken with D3S, which is a full frame sensor camera. So you guys can get an idea that even on a crop sensor, this is pretty wide. Both pictures were taken at 16mm. So you know, the B&H's website says that it's made for FX sensor. It's not really made for FX sensor. It's going to give you super ultra wide angle on FX, as you could see here. But you can still use this on a DX camera without any issues. Okay. Let's look at the sharpness of the picture. This was taken at f4 or 4.5. It was taken at f4.5 ISO 400. Alright, so let me just zoom in and give you guys an idea. All the details are in there. It's pretty sharp. I was very surprised to see the details that I got on the ceiling here. This is very sharp with this much zoom. I was very impressed by the quality, the colors, and everything. Second picture here. Again, when you zoom in, you can see the sharpness of this lens. Okay, little soft in the corner here, but that's gonna happen with pretty much all the lenses. So overall, I am very, very happy with the quality of this lens. Let me show you another picture. Let me zoom in. Look at all this detail here. So now this was taken at f10. Okay, so quality wise, and this was, by the way, handheld. Had I taken this on a tripod, it would have been much sharper. So if you're looking for ultra wide angle lens, this would be a great buy. I compared this with Nikon 14-24 2.8. I read a lot of reviews, especially one from Ken Rockwell. He basically could not find any difference in sharpness between the Tokina and the Nikon 14-24 2.8. Price difference was huge for me at that time. The Nikon one was going for, I believe, $2,200. It was over $2,000. That's I remember that much, and I was able to get the Tokina for $850. Right now, it's on sale. There's a $50 rebate, so you can get this lens for $799 on B&H's website. So I think quality-wise and price-wise, it's an amazing lens. After I used it, I believe this is extremely underpriced. This lens can easily sell for $1,300. You know, it's a third-party lens, so you're not going to sell this at the same price as Nikon or Canon. But I would pay $1,300 for this lens. So for $800, I believe it's a great price. All right, let me show you quickly the distortion, how much distortion this lens has. This is 16mm, and let me just fix the distortion just to give you an idea. So there is a little bit of distortion, but that can easily be fixed in post-processing. Even if you don't fix it, it's very minimal. You can still get away with it. So that's what 16mm. Okay. Now 28mm, and this is on FX body, by the way, guys. So on a DX body, you won't even see this much distortion. All right, on 28mm, you barely see the distortion in there. Even if you don't fix it, you can't even tell. So distortion wise, I'm also very happy. Quality is amazing. Now the question is if this is a right lens for you if you do a lot of landscape shots. And the answer is, well, depends how hardcore you are. If here's the thing, I don't know if you notice, the front part of the lens is not flat, okay? It's like a dome shape. So you cannot put any filters on it. So if you are a hardcore landscape photographer or seascape, most likely you are using a lot of filters, you know, ND filters, circular polarizer, gradient, FLW, things like that. None of those filters are going to fit on this. So that's, in my opinion, it's a no-no. If you're a if you're a hardcore landscape photographer, this is not a good fit for you. I would recommend perhaps 16 to 35 range or 17 to 35 range. Canon also makes similar focal length, so look into that if you are a hardcore landscape photographer. I am not a hardcore landscape photographer, but I just needed a general purpose wide angle lens, and that's why I went with this. For my wide angle stuff, 24 millimeter is plenty wide for me, and I can use, all the filters I want. So there you go, guys. If you have any questions, comments, concern, let me know. Hopefully I'll do another review of 7200 2.8. Let me quickly just show you the reviews that B&H has on this. 4.8 out of 5, which is solid. You have one bad review here. He may have received a bad copy or something like that. I'm not sure. Just be careful of the reviews on Amazon. People just, I don't know what they're thinking like when they leave the review. This guy received an empty box and he slams the lens. So don't go by Amazon reviews. A lot of these reviews are fake as well, because a competitor, if you're killing a competitor's market, they'll come back, because Amazon has a lot of different sellers. It's not just one company selling it. I can go sell products on Amazon. So a lot of times these reviews are not true, because they're basically trying to kill business of their competitor. So if I had to rate this lens, I would say 4.9. I'm not giving 5 because the lens cap is pretty pathetic. It's so loose that it dropped maybe 5 or 6 times already, and it got scratched. The lens itself is perfectly fine. The lens cap I'm talking about. So if the lens cap was okay, I would have given it full 5 stars. I absolutely love this lens. Focusing is probably faster than my prime lenses. So tack sharp, very accurate focusing, very fast. Just, again, don't go by what I'm telling you. Read the reviews, do your research, and as soon as you get the lens, test it to make sure that you have a good copy. If you have a bad copy, definitely, get in touch with the seller and exchange it. All right. Hope all is well, and I'll talk to you guys later.